Hey everybody, welcome to Popcorn Planet. We are live, and I'm so grateful to all my live viewers who've been watching. We're going through the updates of the case this past weekend, and I wanted to spotlight this report that came in from Brian Entin, who I love. Brian Entin is awesome. He's literally living on that street. I know he went home to Miami this past weekend to finally catch a break. Well-deserved, sir. I know he's back today, but he published this report with News Nation where he had a one-on-one interview with Northport Police. Now, this is Josh, I forget his name, we'll know in a second, who's the sort of PR guy. But I've been very vocal and harsh on Josh because Josh is one of those guys who was out there saying, well, he's a free person. He hasn't done a crime. What are we supposed to do? And now they seemingly are changing their tune, trying to justify what actually happened. So let's check out this interview.
I was here when the police chief had the press conference and said, we have our eyes on Brian Laundrie. We know where he is, and we're not going to tell the media, but we know where he is. And then I think it was the next day that suddenly he was missing. I mean, how did that happen?
Well, I think you have a situation where you're working on intelligence, you're working on the best that you have. And I think what I'll tell you is that at no time did we make, we weren't lying. We weren't trying to say something to anybody. We were holding that press conference to be transparent about what was going on. I mean, and what would be in our benefit to say that if we thought it wasn't true? No investigation's perfect.
Was he under surveillance? I mean, did you have eyes on him?
What I'll say to that is that we were doing everything within the law that we could with the facts and the circumstances that were at that time.
Do you have any idea how he got away?
What I'll say is that that is a consistent, something that we're working to figure out. As far as how we got away, I don't even know how to answer that.
No shit.
Well, what I mean is, if he was staying with his parents at the house, and I was out there were a lot of police outside the house a lot of the time.
Why didn't you see him?
I didn't see him, and I was out there. Police were out there. I mean, we've heard stories. Could he have gone out a back door? Could he have, run through a yard? I mean, do you have any idea?
Yeah, no. I think certainly what the family has told us is that he drove out to the park and walked out into the woods. I think that is certainly on the table.
Do you believe the family at this point? Is there reason to not believe them?
Yeah.
Sorry. This guy's the worst. This is their PR guy who's out there trying to instill confidence in us that they knew what they were doing. Why weren't you following him? Can you the cop literally just asked the reporter, well, why didn't you see it? Because that's not his job. That's your job, you idiots. That was literally your PR statement. Well, why weren't you watching? You didn't see him leave? I can't believe he said, why didn't you see it? Oh, the Northport Police at their best. Josh Taylor just out there constantly giving up our confidence in what's going on in this case. My God, what an imbecile. I'm sorry, I'm not going to hide it. This guy is an imbecile. And the fact that he thinks this is helping him is insane to me.
At this point, everything that I've learned and we figured out is I don't know necessarily what to believe anymore. I think it's certainly possible that they're expressing what they know, but we'll see. I mean, this is an ongoing investigation that will continue to evolve. And, I think you saw yesterday the family was out there helping in the search. I think, that it's a sign of them trying to work with investigators. So I hope that is, the beginning to maybe more of what they know.
Is there anything
whoa.
you can
Sorry, but I had a commentary because I have to. I want to play Brian's clip. He's telling, they're out there helping us, so that's a sign. Dude, you were the one who came out and Josh was quoted as, no, there was no campsite. They're lying. They did not. We did not tell them any of this. All the information that the Laundrie's lawyer was leaking, he confessed and said, we didn't give any of that. That's not true. So which is it, Josh? Why are you playing both sides? Why are you playing both sides? You're trying to play like, we didn't. Why didn't you see them? We don't know. Oh, maybe they're telling the truth. They did help us that day. But you're going to throw them under the bus one day, and then now you're on the press. You're in an interview, and you don't even know how to handle the press. That you're like, they helped us. And I wish Brian had been a little bit more. Yeah, but didn't you say that they were incorrect in the information they were putting out there, and they were sort of saying you gave them a pass? That would have been a much better follow-up, in my opinion, but let's see where they go.
Share with the Mustang situation, because so many people are confused. that he drove in the Mustang and then his parents would go get the Mustang and bring it back without him. I mean, it doesn't really make sense in some ways.
No, I agree with that. I mean, we've said from the beginning, there's a lot of oddness here, a lot of things that just didn't make sense. I mean, if your son walks out there, now they're saying on a Monday, to report that on a Friday, and then be confused on what day that was. I mean, there's a lot of things that are odd there.
Based on what you do know, do police believe that Brian Laundrie is still alive?
It's possible. I certainly think that it would not surprise me if he is. It wouldn't surprise me if he's not.
Is it 50-50 in your mind? Do you have an inkling one way or the other?
I mean, I guess if we had to put odds on it, I would say that that's probably pretty close. I think
we know nothing.
I don't want to. We've gotten in a little bit of an issue by thinking we knew something, and I just don't know that it does any good to say, oh, I think he's alive or dead. I think it's certainly possible one way or the other.
Then why are you talking at all? Like, why are you out there giving this interview? You aren't helping this at all. You know nothing. You're admitting you know nothing. And you admitted you effed up the first time. So therefore, you're potentially going to F up in the future. And so now you're like, well, we don't even know. We don't know anything. We don't know. What do you mean? You didn't see him leave? Why didn't you see him leave?
So interesting to hear police say that right now. They think it's basically 50-50.
I mean, you led the witness there, Brian. Let's be honest. You led the witness there. There was another portion that Brian played here. I wanted to confirm again. Northport has found nothing in the Carlton Reserve that he was there as of now. No campsite, no.
Have you found anything in the reserve that belongs to Brian Laundrie? Anything that would be a signal he was there?
No, other than his car, that we know was there at the Myakkahatchee Creek Environmental Park leading to the Carlton.
I remember early on you said that you were still trying to corroborate the parents' story that he went hiking there. Have you been able to? Have you been able to see any video or anything that shows he was there?
Well, certainly we've seen a change in that story recently. We're still keeping a lot of those details of what we believe to have seen and observed and know to ourselves, for the integrity of the investigation. But some of the things that they've said recently, I think, have fit more into that.
So many people are worried right now that this is going to become a cold case. Is it becoming a cold case based on what you know?
Well, we need to find something. I think there's so much attention on this. I don't know that this case would ever get to be a cold case. We'll continue to search. We could be searching that Carlton Reserve and nearby lands for a long, long time if we need. It's certainly, there seems to be, for some people, they kind of find it hard to believe that we might be looking for someone deceased out there. That is certainly a possibility.
Based on what you do know,
which is nothing.
Do police believe that Brian Laundrie is still alive?
It's possible. I certainly.
Laundrie is alive right now. They also talked behind me and went out and assisted.
So there we go. I'm confused because, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but they're out there sort of saying, Josh Taylor here is saying that, we know they're helping us in the reserve. But then they're also out there saying the stuff that that the Laundries are out there saying is not true, and the Northport police has not given them any of the information. So I really don't like how Northport's playing both sides. I'm actually thankful that he's finally acknowledged and he doesn't know and that they effed up. In a way, he's acknowledging that, but he's being so careful in how he does it. But why are you even doing the interview? You gave us no information. You basically admitted. They're basically admitting they know nothing. They have no leads. It could become a cold case, but we may be searching for a dead body. They're literally he's acknowledging they have nothing, which is so. Now, according to Detective Hubbard, like, Northport works with the FBI. Now, they're given what the FBI is told. Now, could the FBI have more information than Northport? Absolutely. FBI would sort of. Why would the FBI want to give Northport that much information, given how much they've bumbled as much as they've already have, right? So FBI could know a lot more from what I've gathered and what Detective Hubbard has told me. And he's not involved in the case, but he's a detective he's been in this industry for 34 years. So his insight's been very helpful in sort of how this works with the feds and an investigation, et cetera. The FBI is in charge, so they dictate and put out, what information is allowed to be out there. They also approve to let them know what they're allowed to say. And now, did they approve this interview? Who knows? But Josh Taylor didn't really say too much here. He really didn't reveal a lot. He's very careful and acknowledging that he sort of doesn't know anything. And so these guys have bumbled so much. It's just so frustrating to see him out there. But the one takeaway I get, and I don't know if you guys didn't get anything else, they literally know nothing. He's acknowledging finally there's no leads. This could become a cold case. We don't know. Who knows? That is not encouraging to put out there in the quest for Brian. If I see this and I'm Brian Laundrie, I'm like, oh, cool. See ya. Gotcha. These are the guys that are after me. I guess I can pull this off. Like, why would you put this out there in the world? I don't get it. They don't ever give us any intel, clearly because they don't have any intel is how I take this. The PR guy who's in charge of public relations and sort of the marketing of it all is literally telling us we don't know a thing. We messed up. We just thought we had the information, but we don't. So we're going to be very careful because we've already screwed up giving you wrong information before. We're just not going to give you any new information now. But yeah, it's about a 50-50. He could be dead. He could be not dead. We don't know. I don't know. Who knows? Why didn't you see him when he came out, huh? I mean, I can't think of a bigger facepalm than that. Why didn't you see him, Brian? You were there. You didn't see him leave? I mean, this guy's a complete moron. I do want to clip this, and I want to put this later so you guys have the update, and you can see the story there because this is not encouraging. This is really sad. We will keep you updated as more. Hopefully, we get some information. I feel like we're getting information every day, but apparently to them, it's all nothing. Nothing's helping them find anything. All these sightings and everything are all bullshit, apparently. So what are we supposed to do? What do you guys think? Does this make you frustrated? Does this sink you down thinking like, man, I guess this isn't going to go anywhere? Or do you think he's full of crap and he just knows nothing and hopefully the feds or Dog, the bounty hunter, maybe have more information? I mean, I do personally believe that more. Again, if you are watching the replay of this, consider hitting join. You can always catch our full live streams in its full entirety as members. Really appreciate everyone who signed up. You guys keep this channel going. So thanks so much for all your support. I'm clipping this for YouTube, so don't go anywhere if you're watching us live. We aren't done. Let's go talk about the North Carolina body that they found. What does this mean? Lots more to discuss as long with your chats. So grateful for you being here.